All right, let's shake off the salt. See what we got. Firemind's Research, Conclave Tribunal, Disdainful Stroke, maybe Conclave, Rosemane Centaur. This is a pretty easy tribunal for me. It's removal. It leaves us open to white-green or white-red. It's playable in both. This card is just not very playable. It's too slow or too much synergy requirements. Like, I imagine it'd be great if it ever got to work, but I just don't see it working very often. If you top deck that late in the game, you're really, really sad because it doesn't do anything when you cast it. So, let's grab the Tribunal. Response Resurgence. I don't want to play Boros again, but I can play this in I can play this in Selesnya. It just deals 5 damage to attacking creatures. Maybe we splash red to get our double main phase attacks. That'd be pretty sweet. Another Centaur over there, another Lurcher. Unfortunately, we've just passed 2 Centaurs in a row. Don't really like that. But I'll take the response here. It's in our colors. Very powerful card. All right. Funny. Best card here is Direct Current by a lot. There aren't even other playable cards in this pack. Okran Assassin's alright, but we're super far away from it. Hunted Witness if you're desperate. Boar, Hunted Witness, and Fire Urchin are all totally playable. Fire Urchin's probably the best of those 3. So it's a Direct Current, but we're not. This is not really aggro-y card so far. Jesus, maybe we're... Izzet splashing white? A Guild Mage in there would be pretty sweet. It's better than a Sure Strike or a Hammer Dropper. I think these cards are weak enough or replaceable enough. Sure Strike's good, but it's replaceable. Hammer Dropper's pretty weak. That I would rather potentially speculate on Izzet than go that route. There's no white cards in here either. I guess Wary Okapi is a Selesnya card. If we're willing to throw away the Direct Current and Response. I mean, Response can be played in Selesnya though. So I guess if it's that case, it's Okapi versus League Mage. And they're both, League Guild Mage rather, they're both speculative picks. I'd rather speculate on the higher power card. It's an Electromancer here. There's no white or green cards I want to play. I'd play the Vigor Spore Worm if I was forced to. Righteous Blow is okay. Electromancer's really good. It's a Rosemane Centaur if we're not in those colors. If we are playing Izzet, Radical Idea is where we want to be. We need to make a decision here though, because this is a powerful card that we might pick up here. So this looks very Izzet-y right now with these 4 cards. They're all Izzet cards. It's a little awkward, it's double red, but it's powerful enough that we can play that there, and we can splash white for Conclave Tribunal. I don't actually see us being pushed towards Selesnya at all here. We don't have any green cards that we care about yet, and the card we're least likely to play right now is Conclave Tribunal. I think I'm on the Radical Idea pick, although we could say Radical Idea is of a low enough power level that the Centaur maybe is worth picking now, and we might just get another Radical Idea or later. That is a decision point for this deck. The Rosemane Centaur is very good if it lands. I'm going to grab it and see. Alright, right back on the Izzet train. Smelt Ward Minotaur is exactly the type of creature we'd like to see. Super good in Izzet. Izzet's my favorite color combination right now too. Seems to be more consistent than fucking Boros, and it's less boring than Dimir or Selesnya. I wish I could get Golgari decks from time to time that worked. Alright, this is not very good for anything. I guess if we're on the white-green plan, then maybe the Restorer or the Foragers. Probably the Restorer, although Hunted Witness is okay in that as well. That leaves us a little bit more open if we end up Boros. I'm hoping to end up Izzet right now. Let's take the Loxodon Restorer. This is pack 1 again. These cards are very unexciting for pretty much all of the color combinations we're looking at. Maximize Velocity is a maybe. Vigor Spore Worm's a maybe. Glaive of the Guild Pack is very bad in Izzet, and I guess it's okay in Selesnya. Pick that up. Beam Splitter Mage, very late. Not a great card. Overestimate it. It's really good if you have tricks, but it's hard. It's totally useless if you don't, unlike the Electromancer. I'm going to pick it up still. Sundew or the Okapi do similar things. Sundew helps deal with flyers. They both sit on the board and let you convoke shit out. This one lets you attack and do it. This is a little bit better maybe in the Graveyard Matters deck. Let's grab the Sundew. So we're still not entirely sure where we're at. I'll take the Mesmerist or the Sure Strike. Probably the Sure Strike over the Mesmerist. We already have 3 2-drops. First combat trick is a pretty good one. Worm's fine. Crushing Canopy is fine. And that. So we don't know where we're at yet. It's worth taking a second to look at this. Our powerful cards are definitely the Izzet cards. The Electromancer, the League Mage, the Response, the Smeltwort Minotaur, Direct Current, and the Conclave Tribunal are by far the more powerful. We have enough of a backup here in Selesnya. We could do something with that if we had to. Electromancer, Hypothesizal, and a Direct Current are all really good Izzet cards. These Selesnya cards are dual land, a shock land, which is not that great, and like a hawk. So this is pushing us pretty hard in this pick for an Izzet pick. There's a real decision to be made about these Izzet picks, though. Which of these are we going to pick up? Hypothesizal, I feel like, builds the Izzet deck. You kind of have to have Hypothesizal. I don't love passing a Direct Current, but we already have one. We already have a Response as well. I would love the Electromancer number 2. I would really like 2 or 3, but I think Hypothesis has got to be where it is. It feeds the Jumpstart. It's just too good. Piston Fist or Chemist's Insight. That's close. This card's... Might want to take that in a paper draft. It's very Selesnya too. That card's very Selesnya as well. If this was the last pack we opened, we might have been moving towards Selesnya. But probably not. Chemist's Insight's good enough. I'll play that. Play that over the other one. Boros Guildgate allows us to play Conclave Tribunal if we want to splash that. While not fucking up our mana base too hard. I think it's probably better than a second Sure Strike right now or Gravitic Punch. The other cards are not very good for us. Whites and greens. The Unexplained Disappearance is definitely playable. But I want the Guildgate. Alright. Electromancer number 2. Very, very easy pick here. Card basically makes your Izzet decks. If you don't have enough Electromancers, you can't do all the things you need to do. Very easy pickup. Discovery Dispersal is pretty good. Whisper Agents aren't bad. Cheap spells that let you do things. Also an Izzet Guildgate. Kind of tough there. I'm not looking to use the dispersal part of Discovery Dispersal. It's just basically a cantrip, draw 1, surveil 1. I actually had trouble when I was running Izzet decks. My last Izzet deck that I ran, I actually found that I almost never wanted to surveil cards into the graveyard because if I have enough jumpstart, lands are valuable. So I guess I'm arguing for the Izzet Guildgate. We're a bit short on creatures, but I'm not super excited by Whisper Agents in this deck. They're okay, but not great. I think I'm on the Guildgate plan. Alright. Close. Ooh, Electrostatic Field. Super good for us. Fire Urchin, pretty decent too. Or another Boros Guildgate. Two Guildgates is probably all I'd have to run for Conclave Tribunal if I want to keep it in the deck. 1 Guildgate is fine for Response Resurgence. Fire Urchin is a 2-drop that I like, although not super exciting in this deck. We already have 5 2-drops. No 3-drops. I think I will take the Guildgate. Another Izzet Guildgate. I'm taking that over the Mesmerist. Alright, so we've got our mana fixing Electromancer at this stage. Fuck yes. Now we don't get... See, that's a reward for picking the Guildgates earlier. We get to pick an Electromancer as a valuable 2-drop for us. Alright, we're pretty far from these now. Maximize Velocity might see play. It probably won't. Punch as a sideboard card. Maybe even Color Culprit as a sideboard card, but we might try to steal the game with a punch. Torch Courier, Gird the Battle, and Garrison Sergeant. Actually playable. I don't want to Gird for Battle or Torch Courier here. Take the uncommon. Yes. Alright. Second Firemind's Research. Integrity Intervention, we can actually splash that other side and have it be useful. It's a Night Veil Predator, but we're very far away from it. And a Color the Culprit. Is Fire Mind's more valuable now? How many spells are we running right now? 1, 2. We're missing some of our cheap spells. 3, 4. We're missing Hypothesis and Removal. Still don't think we have enough for Fire Minds. It's tempting. I'm on the Response Intervention plan, though. Or Integrity Intervention, whatever the fuck it is. Conclave Tribunal number 2 versus Command the Storm versus Dawn of Hope. Wow. Dawn of Hope has, like, no synergy with an Izzet deck, but, man. I like this as instant speed, but this is just so much better removal. Alright, we're splashing white. We know we're splashing white. Banneret is a card I like in a deck like this. Monument's not bad either, though. Quite a few dual-colored cards. Yeah, Dawn of Hope is really good, and it's tough to pass it. I mean, I don't know if I should have taken Dawn of Hope there. It's really close. It's just so not the plan of this deck. Dawn of Hope is a grindy control card where you lock up the board and draw cards off of it for expending your mana. Izzet doesn't tend to have a problem spending its mana. It tends to have a problem racing and winning the game. I'm not sure our deck is actually set up to race right now. We don't have any fucking creatures. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're at 7 creatures. Alright, do we need win condition, creature win conditions like monuments? Bannerets be okay, maybe? It's between these two. It's the monument or the banneret. This is a multicolored card, that's a multicolored card. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is a totally playable number, but it's not a particularly exciting 4. This is a very exciting 1. Mentors onto all of our stuff early. I think I'm on the banneret plan. Piston Fist is kind of where we need to be. I like Beam Splitter, but not as much as I like Piston Fist. Boros Guildgate number 3. Starting to be a lot of tap lands, but nice to not to run planes. It's probably over Sure Strike number 2. I'm probably on the Maximized Velocity plan right now, too. And maybe the Garrison Sergeant plan. We're just short creatures. Yep. This is probably Unexplained Disappearance, but it could be Invert and Vent. We have no sorceries in the deck, just the Direct Current. A little bit harder to care about that, and Maximize Velocity, I guess. What's our creature count right now? We're at playables, rather. We're at 20 playables right now. We need more playables. Unexplained Disappearance is fine for us. It's a tempo play that lets us get in damage early. It seems fine. Book Devourer. Win condition? Maybe? I think it's better than Gateway Plaza. We already have enough of the fixing. Don't really want to block it. Don't have a lot to build up towards, so I need something to finish the game. This is the third. We could have 5 Rosemane Centaurs this game. We could have 3 very cheap ones. Probably on the Halberdier plan. I hope not to play it, but we'll see. I'm not playing Torch Carrier, so this is a Color to Culprit sideboard. We did draft the Glaive Tribunal earlier. This is a win condition for us potentially with a low creature count. Makes our creatures very scary. We want 2 of them. Deck is different than our last Izzet deck. Looks much worse. Looks fun though, but just worse. Yeah, I just don't know if I'd run 2 Gilt Glaives. We're low on creatures. I don't think we would ever run 2 of these. I mean, it is the uncommon. There is a world in which I sideboard and Color the Crush Contraband, but it's pretty rare. I mean, maybe. We're never going to run 2 Glaives. Another color or a creature that's in the wrong color. I don't want Maniacal Rages here, I don't think. Beam Splitter. Wow. Okay. These cards don't matter. Huh. Deck is weird. Too bad Gravitic Punch doesn't work with Beam Splitters. I don't even think I'm going to run both Beam Splitters. I only have 2 combat tricks. They're really bad without combat tricks. 3 with maximized velocity. Card count right now is 40 exactly. Creature count is 12. Removal count is Direct Current, Double Conclave, and Hypothesizal. Integrity and Response. The Monument would have been great here. Goblin's okay too. It's early damage, but the Monument would have been very nice. I'm going to run Maximized Velocity in this deck. Is the Beam Splitter worth it? What would I take out for Beam Splitter? The Halberdier. Is a 3-2 different than a 2-2 most of the time? Probably not. It's a little bit more consistent to cast, but more mana. More blowouts with the Beam Splitter. That radical idea hurt, man. We didn't take it. We'd totally be playing it right now. Think Splitter's worse here? I'm not so sure I do. We don't have a ton of pump spells. We just have 3. But I don't mind trading Beam Splitters aggressively either. People tend to prioritize killing them. Missing Jumpstart cards. Only the Direct Current and the Chemist's Insight. I think this is going to be a miss deck. Oh, and the Maximized Velocity, but still. Alright, Plains with 2 removal. These are only really white cards. The rest are white or red. We're not running any Plains with this deck. Oh, and the Garrison Sergeant. That's fine. Blue sources are currently at way too low. This is now 8 blue sources and 8, 10, 11 red sources. No, another island in there. That's 9 blue sources and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 red sources. That looks about right. We do have double red with response or direct current. Is that enough blue sources at 9 though? We always need blue on 2. No. We've got 9 right now and there's 10 reds. If I go down to 9 and 10, it's like identical except for a little bit red oriented. This is fine. Too low in Plains for you? I think this is fine. We have all the guild gates for that. Deck's going to be hard to win with, I think, because our win conditions are early damage. I don't know what our mid game looks like. I guess it's a lot of removal. Then we draw into our Garrison Sergeant, our Glaive of the Guild Pack, or our Book Devourer and try to do something with that. We don't have the flying damage. This is a lot worse than our last Izzet deck. I mean, it started, we weren't sure our colors, and we kind of got pushed around with that. We do have some interesting ways to win. We can win with Resurgence, although we'll probably almost always use the response for that. We can win with Guild Pack, stuff like that. It's not really aggro. It's kind of mid-rangey. It's going to be awkward. All right. At least we're playing all the cards we drafted that were high-value cards. I don't know if the Banneret will outperform the Monument. The Banneret's going to be very good with the number of 2/2s we have, making them into 3/3s, which is a really big upgrade for them. It's another reason also, by the way, to run the Beam Splitter. We have some interesting things we can do with League Guild Mage and Combat Tricks, or League Guild Mage and don't have as much removal anymore, so it's a little bit harder to clone spells with the Guild Mage, but it can draw some cards. A little bit of card draw. They get a little bit of flying. Is the game over? We got Direct Current, Double Conclave, Tribunal, and Hypothesizal, and Integrity, Intervention, and Response as removal. We have 6 pieces of removal. It's not over. Punch is actually looking kind of interesting to me. We can, I mean, the problem is our highest power creature is 3. But if we get a Glaive of the Guild Pack attached to something and then start punching, like that's a lot of damage. It is a way to finish the game. It would be over one of the Beam Splitters. Bring our creature count down to 11. What's our third combat trick? We have integrity and sure strike. Oh, and maximize velocity. Let's see how it plays. I don't like this because our creature count is so low, and all of our creatures individually are bad with this. So what we're planning on with Punch is that we're going to have a dead card in hand until we draw Glaive. We may never draw Glaive. We don't have enough 2-drops or 3-drops to do. I mean, we've got the Okapis and the Dissidents, I guess. But we have no payoffs for Selesnya. We're not very close to Selesnya. I mean, there's that decision. Electromancer, excuse me, Guildmage number 2 versus Punch. I don't like the Beam Splitter Mage in this deck. It's not good. We don't have enough things. So we try to run Punch for knocking them out. All right, let's main deck Punch and see how it feels. Remember, every time we draw Punch, chat, we need to be thinking, would it be better if it were a Guildmage? Interesting deck. Could go terribly. It's more fun than the last deck, though. So, all right, let's see how Izzet Smash does.